Drunk driver hits our client, flees the scene, and attempt to cover it up, goes home and starts drinking again. Meanwhile, our client's injured and gets medical care, results in great settlement for our client, BG. Welcome to this week's client victory here at Shanesmithlaw. Today we're talking about attorney Carilyn Ibsen's client, BG, where she got a great result for Miss BG. Carrie, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about this case, how it got started, what happened to your client, that sort of thing.
Yeah, we got a call from this client after she was hit pretty hard at a stop sign by another driver. And she called us because she was hurting and she was in pain. We did some investigation and found out it was actually a drunk driver that hit her, which she was unaware of. And she was just calling to get some help with her car and help her out of pain.
So we're seeing a lot of drunk driving cases going on here. What's different about a drunk driving case versus a regular case? Is it harder for you to do? Is it any extra damages? What's really the difficulty in a drunk driving case versus a regular car wreck?
Well, one, they're more offensive. I mean, it's one thing when accidents happen, that happen, an accident can happen, but a drunk driver, that's different. They make a decision to violate the terms of their contract with not only the DMV in the state of North Carolina, but with every driver that's on the road that day. And it's offensive. And once I find out it's a drunk driver, legally, we can go after what we call punitive damages, but it also makes me take the case down a little bit different route than a normal case.
Okay, all right. And that sounds like that was the case here. And it sounded like the client didn't even know that she was hit by a drunk driver in the beginning. She was just hurt, needed help?
Correct. She had told me, she said that the person that hit her fled the scene. Well, taking a look at the accident report, it was a little bit unusual because I saw the code for alcohol involved. And whenever there is a case with alcohol involved, I contact the county where this occurred and I see if there's a drunk driving case. And there was. And what I do is I request that court file because it's public record. And that will usually open up a lot of facts about the case that an accident report never shows. And what it showed is not only was this person driving impaired, he left the scene and went home. The police had to knock on his door, and he was sitting in his home drinking when the police got there. They arrested him, took him to the station, and he refused to submit to any type of blood or breath test. We call that a refusal. And that elevates it also in the criminal area when he's facing charges for not only drunk driving, but also a refusal.
Okay. All right. And how about your client? How was she hurt? Were her injuries regular? You know, were they soft tissue injuries? Were there any permanent injuries shown by an MRI? What were her injuries?
She had some neck and back pain, and she was treated with the orthopedic. She found out that she had some more serious problems in her neck area. We call that the cervical area, and she was treated for that through our orthopedic.
Okay. All right, great. Were you able to get this case settled? Did you have to file a suit, or how did that go? Or did the insurance company stop fighting on it?
We actually got this case settled pretty quickly. With this type of case, the insurance company, to be upfront, didn't put up that much of a fight, but they didn't put up a fight because we organized that case. We got that client into treatment right away. We found the findings on her MRI that she was injured and she needed treatment. I combined that with the investigation we did from the criminal case. I provided a copy of that entire court file and included that in my demand where I had the actual breath ticket that said person refused to take a breath sample, had that additional page that was signed by the bad guy.
Oh, wow.
Submitted that to the insurance company. I pulled a driving record on the bad driver and found out that many years ago, about 12 years ago, he had something on his license for a restriction to drive with any alcohol in his system, which leads me to believe there was a prior DUI many years ago. So when you take that evidence combined with all of her medical treatment that she was in, the insurance company turned over their policy limits rather quickly in this case.
Well, great. I'm sure Miss BG was very excited once you told her all that and could make that call to her.
Happy.
What would you tell somebody that you learned from this case, or that they ought to look at this case and learn from?
Never underestimate your case. You can call and say, well, I think I'm hurt and I need some help, but give us some time to work on it, because I think we can help help a client in ways they don't even see possible. And every time, you do this for a long time and you meet a client like BG who didn't expect much, but you gave her more than she expected. And at the end of the day, she was happy. And we have to always remember never to underestimate what we do for our clients.
Well, great. It sounds like a great result. To our listeners, I want to say thanks for listening. Just another quick client victory here from Shanesmithlaw. Remember, if you're in pain, call Shane, 980-999-9999, or you can order our free book, The Victim's Survival Guide to Car Accidents. You can find the link below. It's at shanesmithlaw.com. Next week, we'll be going over another client victory here at our firm. And to close out today, just great job on Miss BG's case. And it sounds like she got a great result and was very happy, Carrie. So great work.
Thanks.
980-999-9999. 980-999-9999. Shanesmithlaw.